Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kojo Baka and looking at our stories. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has warned that businesses may increase prices of goods if the recently introduced one-cedi fuel levy impacts their operational cost. Although the Minister of Finance assured that the levy won't affect ex-pump fuel prices due to the city's strong performance, stakeholders are concerned about potential ripple effects on transport fares and food prices. Mark Bedu-Abuaji is the Chief Executive of the Chamber.
These temporary taxes should not be. And already, if you look at the build-up for petroleum prices, there are a number of about 17 or so different levies and taxes. So if you're going to add another, it is important that the people also get to know. As I said earlier, we are not against it. We are of the opinion that at least the rate should have been a bit lower so that we can at least enjoy the benefit of this appreciation that we have a lower prices now. Because we are all expecting that once prices, petroleum products, once they go down, then the fares will also go down. Those who are transporting goods, now they will also be charging and the prices will go down. Now we are all asking that prices should go down. If you keep on introducing a new level of taxes and levies, you don't expect that the prices will immediately go down. So that's what we are asking for. So now I think they should give us some relief. If they really want prices to go down, they should give us some relief. We don't expect that immediately they will increase or introduce new levies and expecting that prices will go down. Business obviously will add up once it increases their cost of production. This is specific, so they should use it for its intended purpose to support the energy sector. We need efficient, reliable and sustainable supply of electricity for our business. Probably that is the main reason why we are supporting it. The main reason why we're also calling on other people to support it, so that we don't have the doomsday that we have experienced over the years, because it's definitely killing businesses. A lot of businesses that collapse under the doom, so we're not able to come back, and we don't want that. So once it is intended for that, we don't have to use it for any other thing. And we also expect regular accountability, that they should regularly be informing us that this is how much we have generated from this levy, this is what we have used it for, so that all of us will be comfortable when we are paying.
Now, government, Jubilee and Tumi oil fields partners have jointly announced an extension of license covering these areas to 2040. The announcement was made in a statement issued by Talo today. More in this report.
We will see the partners on the Jubilee and Tenfills drill up to 20 additional wells in these areas. This will result in up to $2 billion being invested in Ghana from now to 2040. It will also lead to the commitment by the partners to increase supply of gas from these areas, as well as reduce the gas price from the Jubilee area and the associated gas as well. The Jubilee and 10 partners are now expected to submit for approval a plan of development covering activities in these areas to government for approval, which should cover gas sales agreement. According to government, the deal demonstrates their commitment to foster a stable and attractive investment climate in the country.
Now, the business community has welcomed the significant drop in inflation for the month of May to 18.4%, saying the trend signals a potential decrease in the policy rate. According to the Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Mark Bedu-Abuaji, this significant drop could further stimulate economic growth. He spoke to Joy Business.
I think that for reduction in prices of fuel at the pumps and also fares, transport fares, there's an instant pass-through on inflation. That's why we've seen this reduction in inflation. In fact, if you compare the current inflation of 18.4 to the policy rate of 28, it means there is a real interest rate of about 10%. And for me, it is about time that the central bank should consider critically in their next MPC review to reduce the policy rate. Of course, there will not be any justification now, looking at the performance of the local currency, looking at the fact that inflation is that low to 18.4. Then this inflation process is working. So there's a need for us to also reduce the policy rate. I think that in the next MPC sitting and the release of the monetary policy rate, for me, I should expect that at least there should be about 3 percentage points reduction in policy rate in the next sitting. This will bring relief to businesses. And obviously, once policy rates comes down, interest rate will come down, and then cost of production will also come down. The inflation will also be coming down. So I think we need to work it together and look at the real sector as well.
Talking about this policy rate and, of course, the central bank, the Bank of Ghana has disclosed that it intends to tighten all remittance channels to stabilize the cedi. According to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, remittances are crucial in sustaining the country's forex regime and improving the economy. He spoke at a forum organized by the Association of Ghana Industries.
When I got appointed, I remember I told His Excellency the President there were two things I thought could stabilize the cedi. And I'm beginning to see those two things play out. If we block leakages when it comes to the gold sector, and if we block leakages when it comes to remittances, I told His Excellency I will stabilize the cedi. And I'm seeing just that. So far with the gold board, we believe that smuggling and other leakages will reduce. And the next plan is to also tackle remittance inflows. I wouldn't go into details about the platforms we intend to put in place, but our objective is to ensure that every dollar that is remitted is made to count. In due course, we will explain the way forward on monitoring remittance inflows. So these gains are not accidental. They are the result of deliberate, coordinated, and credible policy action that we are implementing.
Afrexim Bank has announced plans to expand its investments across the African continent, targeting various sectors of national economies. Speaking during a media tour of the African Medical Center of Excellence, Managing Director for Export Development at Afrexim Bank stated that the bank is committed to reducing the estimated $2.5 billion Africa losses annually to outbound medical tourism.
The event highlighted the facility's progress and underscored its potential to transform healthcare delivery in Africa. Oluranti Doherty, Managing Director in charge of export development at Afrexim Bank, emphasized the strategic importance of the AMCE in addressing Africa's medical tourism challenges.
Our goal is to ensure that we maintain the dignity of our citizens by bringing world-class medical care within their reach. We will eliminate the need for costly international travel and associated expenses such as accommodation, etc., when people go out of the country to seek medical treatment. We will also be putting a keen interest and attention to training and research right here in Africa. Beyond healthcare delivery, we see Africa Medical Center of Excellence Abuja as an opportunity to create jobs within the medical and healthcare space.
The AMC, a $300 million investment developed by Afrexim Bank in collaboration with King's College Hospital London, is poised to offer comprehensive services in oncology, cardiology and hematology, and general healthcare. With a capacity of 500 beds, the facility is expected to treat over 350,000 patients in its first 5 years, significantly reducing the need for medical tourism and retaining valuable financial resources within Nigeria. Here is the Chief Executive Officer of the facility, Dr. Brian Diva.
You know, you said the key word there is trust. So I want to start by saying I've been to, as a patient, to a number of Nigerian hospitals and have been very pleased with the care that I've received. They may not look or feel like hospitals, some of them in the U.S., but the doctors are very good. And so from that standpoint, I think that you've got a lot of excellent clinicians doing the best they can with the resources that they have.
The AMC is set to create approximately 300,000 jobs, contributing to the local economy and fostering skill development in the medical field.
As global financial volatility intensifies, African countries, including Ghana, are being urged to deepen their local debt markets to reduce reliance on costly foreign borrowings and protect their economies from external shocks. Moodys Global Head of Sovereign Risk says building strong liquid local currency markets is now critical to fiscal stability. More in this Business Desk report.
In an era of rising global financial uncertainty, African nations are being encouraged to build stronger, more resilient local debt markets. Moody's global head of sovereign risks, Mary Diron, has stressed the importance of developing deep and liquid local currency bond markets to protect economies from external shocks and reduce dependence on expensive foreign borrowing. For Ghana, this advice is particularly relevant. The country has been grappling with a significant public debt burden, which stood at around 55% of GDP as of March 2025. This is according to the data from the Bank of Ghana. While efforts are underway to bring these figures slightly below 60% by the end of the year, the pressure to manage debt more sustainably remains high. Moodys also notes that efficient revenue use, longer debt maturities, and reduced reliance on foreign currency borrowing are key to maintaining credit ratings and ensuring continued access to the capital market.
And to some other stories, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industries has underscored the need to revitalize Ghana's development agenda with strategic collaboration between the public and private sectors. According to the president of the chamber, Stefan Mason Abbas, the private sector is eager and prepared to work with government to boost production, reduce imports, and expand Ghana's exports. Now, he spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the 5th Chamber Business Awards slated for September this year. Here's a report. Recent months, Ghana has recorded some notable improvements in macroeconomic performance. Indicators such as inflation, the exchange rate, and strong reserve holdings have shown promising signs of recovery. To this end, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industries has launched its 5th edition of the Chamber Business Awards to champion the call for more structured and impactful public-private partnership. Speaking to Joy Business, President of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Stefan Mason Abbas, said government and businesses must strategically work together to sustain the current macroeconomic gains.
With the new government and a new agenda, it's also important that we whip ourselves in line, we revitalize ourselves to understand the agenda and be able to ensure that we can go along with the agenda, especially ensuring that we can have a 24-hour economy, businesses running around the clock. This is done in other jurisdictions, and especially I'll take China and I'll take Dubai. In the last 40 years, 4 decades, they have been the striking economies that have changed tremendously. If you look at what China has done in the last 4 decades, if you look at what Dubai has done in the last 4 decades, I think it is worth emulating. So it is important that we revitalize ourselves, our economy, our businesses, to fall in line with the agenda of the government to ensure that our economies run 24 hours.
Chairman for the Awards Planning Committee, Prince Akwaku, said the Chamber Business Awards will focus on honoring businesses and institutions that have demonstrated not only profitability, but those that have been innovative in tough times and have kept faith with Ghana.
The peculiar thing about the 5th Chamber Business Awards is the fact that we're looking more at the public-private partnerships. And we think that without the public, the private cannot thrive. Without the private, the public cannot thrive, which means that government's development agenda will not be able to come to fruition until they partner with the private sector. So this particular time, we are stressing more on that level of partnership. We are also looking at innovation, because when you look at our criteria, we have a section for innovation and technology. We have another section for employment and job creation and people management. This year, that will be the main concentration. We know that a lot of the companies have gone through some trying times. So the profit fine will be there, but the profit will not be the underlying thing. The aligning things will be the more in the innovation in the face of all the challenges people have had or companies have had over the period. And then also the way they are able to innovate, they're able to create jobs and also employ more people and manage their staff.
The launch of the 5th Chamber Business Awards is under the theme Revitalizing Ghana's Development Agenda through Strategic Public-Private Collaboration. The staff of KPMG Ghana, as part of their corporate social responsibility, has embarked on an impact initiative to undertake critical projects in the Anomaly cluster of schools in the Greater Accra region. Speaking to Joy Business after handing over the projects to the school, country managing partner Andy Akoto disclosed that the projects fall in line with their impact plan on sustainable development goals. Here's a report.
The project, which constitutes a modern classroom block and washroom facilities, forms part of initiatives by the accounting and auditing firm to create a lasting impact in communities and open up opportunities for conducive learning. According to KPMG Ghana, voluntary contributions from employees made the initiative possible as part of its corporate social responsibility. Country managing partner Andy Akoto believes that the project will boost confidence of the student and help in their learning process.
As a firm, and a responsible firm as that, we have been looking at our communities and then trying to see where we can make a difference in accordance with our impact plan. Our impact plan is closely aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, especially the SDG 4 on quality education, which we believe is fundamental to nurturing our young ones, honing their talents to ensure that they can all help in the building and the development of our nation. And so engaging with the Anumle cluster of school stakeholders, we identified specifically a couple of projects. One, the kindergarten, where we believe is very important to ensure that starters in the school system have the privilege of a sound and conducive classroom environment where they can focus on the learning that is being administered in a very comfortable manner.
The Okaikwe North District Assembly and the school management expressed gratitude to the firm for its contribution and calls for more partnership in delivering quality education across the country.
KPMG contribution is a testament to the power of partnership and positive impact that can be achieved when organizations invest in people, especially in education and public health. You have made a lasting difference to the lives of many. As we look around today, these revitalized spaces let us remember that behind every bush stroke, tile, and refurbished bench is a message of care, commitment, and community.
The entire investment for the project is close to 400,000 cedis, all from the firm and its employees.
The DigiVibe training program has been launched aimed at bridging gender gaps in digital skills, industry exposure, and gender representation in tech. The initiative will, in 2 years, train 1,000 women, engage 45 companies, and place over 400 graduates in tech roles and national service positions to bridge gender gaps in the tech industry. More in this report.
The IT and tech industry in Ghana faces significant divides, with urban areas benefiting from digital infrastructure and access to tech hubs, while rural regions struggle with access. The sector is also male-dominated, with few women holding a fraction of tech roles due to systemic barriers. The DigiVibe initiative by Ghanaian Business Associations, Oxford Africa Women Leadership Institute, and We Rise Network aims to address 3 critical divides. These include the digital gap, exposure gap, and gender gap to promote and empower underrepresented women in tech, especially in leadership roles, including female graduates, through female-focused programs. Project lead of AFOS Foundation, Hannah Schlingman, says the initiative will help build a future-ready workforce for Ghana. We Rise Network Senior Project Coordinator, Eunice Ajay, explained that stakeholders have been engaged to facilitate the progress of the project.
What we are doing is that we are linking young females who will be trained, who will be given employability skills through our training program, who would have some upscaling in their knowledge base, and then we'll link them to institutions that are ready to incorporate or to put in place, integrate structures, tech-based structures that would help their businesses grow. So basically, this time around, instead of just targeting probably state institutions for national service and all that, we're looking at also private institutions.
Founder and CEO of Women's Haven Africa, Ajua Fusua Owusu Ofori, is encouraging young women to eschew tech misconceptions and aspire to take advantage of opportunities in the industry.
I'm encouraging women to, number one, believe in themselves, because you realize that the number one barrier is the fact that most of these women don't even believe that tech is for them, and they don't believe that they can build up to be able to be tech ready. And so the first thing is building confidence, believing in yourself that tech is also for you. It's not just for the boys. And also in our society, there are a lot of cultural barriers. We need to ensure that we are building our young girls to be ready for the future.
The director of KNUST E-Learning Center, Professor Erica Pewasanti, indicated that KNUST is committed to support the efforts and implementation of the DigiVibe project.
So KNUST E-Learning Center is indeed very, very privileged and glad to support this project. The university has partnership with AFOS Foundation, and the DigiVibe project is a subsidiary of the AFOS Foundation. It's an initiative of AFOS Foundation. By that, it means that KNUST E-Learning Center positions ourselves to be able to support the implementation of the DigiVibe project. Where we come in and what we come in with is our expertise, is our infrastructure, and then also with our environment that enables people to learn virtually and apply what they have learned virtually in physical space as well.
The initiative is funded by the German Ministry of International Cooperation and Development through SEQUA and the German Special Initiative Decent Work for a Just Transition. For Joy News, my name is Clinton Yabua.
You're still watching Prime Business. President of the Zonta Club of Accra, Clara Brown, is leading a drive to empower young girls in male-dominated technical fields. Now, the club has donated toolkits to female students at Pilot Technical Institute, marking the start of an initiative aimed at fostering gender inclusion in trades like electrical and mechanical work.
The Club of Accra has launched its first tool donation initiative to support girls in technical training, with plans to make it an annual effort. Speaking to Joy Business, President Clara Brown said the donation aims to address the lack of access to learning tools and empower girls both in school and in their future careers.
We learned from their headmaster and teachers that they find it difficult to get the tools to study, and when they are given programs or work to do at home, sometimes they don't even have the tools to help them with their studies. So we decided to provide the tools for them. And these tools will go a long way, because even after they've completed their education, they are going to use the tools for their trade. And we are hoping that even as they do that, they will build enterprises and use that to also engage other young girls to give them interests in male-dominated roles. We are also promising the school that going forward, every year, we will take on the girls, or some of the girls at least, that take part in the male-dominated programs, and sponsor them with their tools.
The principal of Pilot Technical Institute, Felix Kwame Met, said the donation of tools by the Zonta Club of Accra is a timely intervention that will have a lasting impact. He said while government support is ongoing, external help is crucial in sustaining technical education for young women.
Technical and vocational education training is very, very expensive, and one of the components is tools and equipment. So for Zonta Club to come to the aid of my female students, as they've also confirmed, it will go a long way to boost their courage, and then going forward they can do some maintenance and then compete with their male counterparts.
One of the beneficiaries, final year mechanical engineering student Bridget Ohinowa, expressed excitement over the donation, believing the tools will help her excel in her exams and future career.
I'm very excited for the things that they brought to us this morning. We are very, very grateful. We thank them so much. From here, we will wait for our results and continue to university. In the next few years, I see myself as a big engineer in this world. I'm encouraging my mates to push and get to where they want to get, because this is a very big opportunity for them. Being a female in a male course is not easy, so they should push and try hard.
With the promise of continued support, Zonta's initiative signals a new era of empowerment for young women, breaking barriers in technical education.
Thank you so much for watching Prime Business. I am Pius Kojo Baka Razak.